Hey everybody, this is Charlie Musselwhite, and you're listening to Athena After Dark. I ain't lying. Thank you, baby.
Hey everybody, welcome to Athena After Dark. Happy early Valentine's. I hope everybody's ready for this week. You have all the stuff ready for your loved ones, even just a hug or a kiss. It's all that matters. Just show the love. Dawn hung up little hearts for me and wrote notes on them. And I got my love bug ears on. So, yeah. Okay, well, I hope you all had a great week. I know we sure did. And I thank you for being here watching Athena After Dark. We have a great show coming, so let's kickstart this baby and get it rolling. All right. So Friday night was awesome. We went to see Willie Nelson. There's some pictures I thought I'd share. That was us at the amphitheater. It was a little dark there. It was dark and romantic. It was very good. Willie put on a great show. And then, of course, we were out riding, so there's some more love. We love. There's kissing.
Dan, we'll see you that. That was a few nights ago.
Oh, yeah. Our guest night. We'll talk about the weather up there. So, yeah. So we went and we saw Willie, and that was fantastic. It was absolutely a great show. He's 90. I can't even believe it. His son was there with him. What an awesome. It was epic. If you get a chance to see this tour, you definitely want to because it was fantastic. All right. So we're going to do a couple of our segments here. Let's start out with the fan 5 good things. Okay, Stacy from Park City says, I bought a Tri-Glide after knee surgery and I'm back in the wind. Good for you, Stacy. We're glad to hear that. 2 wheels, 3 wheels, as long as your knees are in the breeze and your hair's blowing in the wind, it's a good day. Sharon from Beaumont, she says, my fiance and I decided to get married at Bike Week. You should come. Send me the info. I'll definitely make an appearance if it's in my schedule. I would love to. I love crashing weddings, so being invited makes it even that much better. Okay, Butch from Lancaster says, my daughter just had a baby girl and her name is Harley Jewel. Congratulations to your daughter, and to you. Grandkids are the most epic thing ever. You never think you'd love anyone more than your own children, and then they have kids, so that's a fantastic thing. Peter from St. Paul, my bike will be done for the Donnie Smith show. That's exciting. We're going to be there. I can't wait. Make sure that you come over and say hello. We'll probably be around the Cycle Source booth, Grease and Gears TV, and come over and we'll take a walk over. I'd love to look at your bike. I'm absolutely so excited about that show. All right, and then Renee from Boise. Oh, and one of her 5 good things is my show every week. It's top on her list. Well, thank you, Renee, for watching and being here and comment in. You know, those of you who watch, sometimes, you know, if you like to comment and get in the chat. So that's awesome. We love to see that. Get better at this. So that's exciting. All right. Okay. So upcoming events. I heard that the Cycle Showcase, Randy's show, was absolutely phenomenal. I was told by more than a few people that this should be his forever home. He was at the Moto Museum in St. Louis. If you have not been to that show, which neither Don nor I have been, which next year we're going for sure. They say it is incredible. Randy puts on a fantastic exhibit. It is like art, rolling art. So I'm excited. Hopefully get pictures this week, and I'll get to show them to you next week. We're so happy for him and so proud. And yeah, we look forward to going next year for sure. I've already put it in the calendar, so I won't make any commitments before that. Okay, so let's get on with what's going on. Of course, Bike Week, March 1st through 10th. We love it. Okay, so Bike Week happenings. You got March 2nd, Sons of Speed, New Smyrna Speedway. Races start at 11:30 a.m. I think tickets are like $20. So it's an awesome time. I'm going to do my best to make it out there. And we'll talk about that tonight because our guest also races. So that's exciting. Okay, then next on the list is Monday, March 4th. I will be at the Flying Piston benefits all kids' bikes and motorcyclemissions.org. So a few of us have been asked to customize a Stasic e-bike. So we're doing that. You see the address on the screen. Go ahead, get your tickets. If you want to come out and participate, see what's going on, meet the builders. There's got to be builders that you've always wished you could talk to for a few minutes. They put out nice breakfast sandwiches, muffins, coffee, all that stuff like that. Tickets are $20. And again, all the money goes to all kids' bikes and motorcyclemissions.org. So we're doing good stuff here. They're auctioning off the bicycles. They're auctioning off skateboard art, some cups. There's lots of stuff there for everybody. And again, you can come out and meet greats like Dan Toce and Corey Ness and Brian Clark, and there's so many. I mean, just so many incredible people there. So, and some industry media people. So you should come out. It's only $20. Maybe I'll see you there. I look forward to it. Come and say hello, and I'll give you an extra shout out on the show. All right, next we have Biker Bells on Wednesday, March 6th. That's 9 a.m. The kickstands are up, so we get there about 7:30. It's awesome. Be gassed up, ready to go. I will be there along with a lot of wonderful ladies. The screen shows the web address where you can get your tickets. At the end of the ride, because it's a phenomenal ride through the loop and everything like that, starts at the Speedway. This year, it's going to end a little different. This year, it's going to be at Teddy Morse Harley Davidson in Ormond Beach. That's where we're going to end up. And right after that, we're going to have the Renegade Babes show. It's the women's ride-in bike show. I'm excited. I really had fun at Teddy Morse last weekend with the ladies bike show. It was an incredible energy. It was just different, and it was cool. They showed everything, their stock stuff all the way to their custom stuff. It was really neat. So that'll be happening after Biker Bells. If you don't ride the ride, come on out, bring your bike, put it in the show. Again, all the proceeds. We're doing good things here, so it goes for our communities and our culture. Can't ask for more than that. Okay, and then next on the list, the reason to be in Daytona for us chopper heads, that's for sure, is Willie's Tropical Tattoo Chopper Time, old school chopper show. Have to be there. That is Thursday, March 7th, and it is 11 to 4. Don and I will be there. We also have Cycle Source crew, and there's incredible people there with incredible motorcycles. A lot of builders, a lot of do-it-yourself builders, guys who are just coming up in the industry, guys who just do it for a hobby or for fun because that's what they love to do. That's where we all started. Yeah, so it's a fantastic, I say it's the greatest show on earth. A lot of people say that. Okay, so then after that, before, I don't have a flyer yet, but on Friday, March 8th at the Broken Spoke is the Cycle Source show. So I'll get a flyer up there for next week. And then in front of you is, if you go to teddymorse.com, there's the itinerary for the week for Bike Week. Jasmine Kane is playing on March 2nd. Fantastic show. Jesse James Dupree from Jackal. There's a bunch of stuff. There's some shows. There's some bikini contests. There's a little bit of everything for everybody. So make sure that you go out and support. Teddy Morse is a really nice guy, and they're very hospitable and treat us all very nice. So, yeah, make it a point to stop. Okay, and then next we have, oh yes, Don's gonna bust on me. It is the Donnie Smith Midwest Extravaganza. It is the 35th annual, not the anniversary, which it's the anniversary of the annual because it's an annual event and it happens every year, so it would be the anniversary. So technically, love, just saying. Okay, yeah, so we're gonna be at this one too. This is another one. My hero, everybody knows it. He is my hero, and my heart goes boop, 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 like on the walls every time I see him because I used to have posters of him on my wall when I was a teenager. Miss Dawn knows it too. I love you. And thank you so much for just letting me be the geek that I am and loving me so much. Okay, so that's another great one. Then here in Florida, which nobody comes to South Florida. I'm so excited about this. Again, this is a ladies' show. Men are welcome to come out and, be, what do you call that? I lost the word there. Not hang around, you weirdo. No stalkers. We would like, where you go and you look at it all like spectators. That's the word. I don't see. I was talking about Donnie Smith, and I'm looking at Don. I got all the Dons around me. It gets me all excited. Anyways, sorry about that. So Iron Goddess Motorcycle Show. This is going to be another one with great energy. I'm looking forward to it. It's here in Davie, Florida, which isn't far from my shop in Pompano Beach. So I'm thinking we're going to get a group of women together here at the shop, have some coffee and donuts or whatever, and ride over. So definitely look it up. They have shows nationally. So ladies, if you want to participate, that's awesome. All right. And then we have TMMR. We will also be at this event. I'm excited about this too. We're doing a bike for the Bill Dodge Bling Cycle Invitational. And this is like 4 days of absolute old school motorcycle mayhem and nothing but just all of it, nature and fun and good times and good spirits, and it's going to be exciting. And also they have advertised 500 free military passes. Don't know if they're gone or not, but if you're going to get tickets and you use the code HD Hero at checkout, get your send your military ID, and it's 500 free military passes. That's May 16th through the 19th, 2024. Website's there. we'll be there. We will see you there. I want to see Beaner do a hill climb. All right. And then, yeah, after that, I was just going to mention, so I've been invited to this event just before Sturgis, July 31st through August 3rd. And I do believe I'm going to participate. It's kind of ironic because, okay, it's Athena Ride for Women. So the web address is there. This is a ladies' event. And again, this is super cool. Anybody who's on the East Coast and riding to Sturgis, this fits right into the schedule. It's 4 days, and they have the craziest, coolest. It's called the Windy Nine in Athens, Ohio, and it's really cool. It's like at the other end of the Dragon and in the Appalachian Mountains. So it's 4 days of riding and seminars and barbecues and cool stuff. So I'm excited for that. And I got invited because, well, motorcycles. My name's Athena. I do it. So I'm excited now. The ladies there, we talked about it. It was super cool. All right. So this next question, we're gonna do the Ask Athena segment. So you have to take in mind, I had to read this email like 5 times before I really like put it all together. I feel bad for this young woman because she's very new to motorcycles, and I believe she was taking things in the wrong context. So I get them all. Listen, I get people who want me to give them relationship advice. They want me to tell them what color to paint their motorcycle, what's the best tire tread. I get some wackadoos too. But just to show how the world is changing and little diversity, I thought I would put this up here and hopefully answer her question because I really feel bad. So we're going to put this up. Her name is Josie. And okay, we put that up there, babe. It says, Dear Athena, my name is Josie, and I am new to motorcycles. I ride on the back, and my boyfriend rides in a motorcycle club, and he also rides in a small bagger racing organization. His friend is teasing me, and I don't know if I should take it personally. He is continually making references saying, don't say the N-word in front of her, and if she finds out about the N-word, it's going to cost you. Or, man, speed comes with the N-word. So I guess I should tell you that my mom is white and African, and my dad is white. Myself, I am dark-skinned woman. Are club biker guys usually that insensitive? What are your thoughts on this? I'd appreciate your input. It seems like you might know by your history. Okay, Josie, so I had to read your email like 4 times because I wasn't sure. And then after I read it, you're going to want to go punch his friend in the arm. He's not being insensitive or racially insensitive or making any kind of racial slurs in any regard. He probably doesn't even know your family background unless he's been around your parents and knows the difference. However, in this context, he's talking about nitrous. Okay, so apparently somewhere in there, he's wanting to put nitrous on his motorcycle so he can go faster in his bagger racing or whatever he's doing. And his friend knows that if he gets that and spends that money, in most contexts with bikers, the woman's going to want to go spend some money. So I think that's what he means by that. Biker guys, you have to take it as it comes, but most everybody nowadays is changing, being more diverse and watching how they communicate with others and being more sensitive and less critical about things. Generations after generations, people were brought up certain ways and they had certain cultures and cultural differences and used racial slurs and other things like that. But as we've grown, we've made our own culture. I mean, I have friends that are white, black, Hispanic, Asian, Spanish, all of it. So I don't see color myself personally. But most people nowadays in the motorcycle community, we don't behave that way. You might get a rotten apple once in a while that's just really an old cranky guy that's just how he grew up and what it is. But you're not going to see a lot of that because everybody knows that the one thing brings us all together. It doesn't matter the color of your skin. We all bleed red. We all pay green, but we all live for 2 wheels.
I bleed blue.
Don bleeds blue because Cowboys. Well, that's a whole nother story. We didn't win the Super Bowl yesterday because we didn't show up. We didn't show up at the end of the thing. But hey, the Chiefs game was really actually kind of pretty good. Like, me, I only watch football. I started watching football not because I like the game. I know enough about the game now. But when the Fox NFL cams came out, the Sky cams, it would fly around and all you could see was all these little derrieres in the little outfits. And it was cute. I mean, guys look at boobs and butts. Well, We're not dead. Now I know enough about football. Don's over there cringing. Are you okay, babe? It's okay. Well, that's why I started watching football. That was like in the 80s when the Fox Skycam came out. Just saying. Anyways. 90s. Was it the 90s? I don't know. I don't remember what decade it is now. They've gone by so fast. Okay, so we're going to give a shout out to all our friends, sponsors, and friends. So we're going to do that and get it over with. He's like, okay. All right, so look at the camera. Look at the camera. My picture's not even on there. And you're look at the camera. Stop messing with me. Okay. Techno Research, our sponsor. Our friend Cycle Source Magazine, Paco, S&S, sponsor Viking Bags, Chicago Motorcycle Supply for your vintage stuff, kicker pedals and cool stuff like that. Willie's Tropical Tattoo, Baker Drivetrain, Farm Life Creamery. Laura makes the best cheese. We have Open Road Radio. That's Gina Woods. She has her show on an hour before us. Check it out, openroadradio.com. Tobacco Road Harley Davidson, Mark and Ashley. I posted on my Facebook page about Ashley's helmet for Northern Tool, so go vote for her. Teddy Morse Harley Davidson, Palm Beach Harley Davidson, Miss Karen, and the ladies there, they all dress me. That's when I go to events, they make sure I'm dressed well in all my good Harley attire. Rogue Biker Life Matters, BikerNet, Twisted Tea, and Biker Bells Ride, and then Miss Maggie's South Country Inn. Hey, Dennis. Hey, Papa B, I see you. I love it. Nicole, I'm so lucky everybody's out there. Thank you all for being here. Okay, so everybody knows I love my guests. That's the reason, absolute reason that I do this show is because we have the best time. And you guys should all know who they are and a little bit about them. Hi, Miss Ivy. I see you. Okay, so we're going to go through the pictures tonight. I am so fortunate to have a gentleman who I consider an esteemed colleague, but also a really good friend. He is family. So we have Dan Toce from Toce Performance tonight. There he is. Now, if you want exhaust for motorcycles, this is the place to go. We'll talk about all that. But there he is on his yellow Speed Demon bike. He's a man of many motorcycles, I have to say. There he is riding. I love that shot. That's like one of my favorite shots. He's starting to get his groove on. But it's really nice there. I wonder what it looks like there now. He said he was expecting snow, right? Hey, go back there. Okay, so I asked my guests to always send me pictures they like. This is a new challenge for me because when I got the pictures, I uploaded them. They're screenshots from his phone. So now my next goal is to learn how to edit those. So, okay, but we have him at Sons of Speed. Billy's pushing him on his motorcycle, getting him going there. There he is racing. There they all are working on it. I love this. Papa B's in there. You know he is. Steve Broyles from Detroit. Gotta love it. And there they are. He's got the Papa B sitting there and he's got the cardboard cutout of Dan Toce, and there's Dan sneaking up behind him. And there he is in the shop. Man, are those all fasteners? Like, holy cow. That's a picking nut from hell, ain't it? I love that. Can we get some of those, babe? I really like those. There's an aerial shot outside the shop. Look at them choppers. I love it. All different kinds of motorcycles. Now, I believe the first one is him early years. And in between, and then passing it on, teaching the youngins, see how it goes. I love that. That's fantastic. All right. Some more good shots. Dennis. Yes, Steve is his partner in crime, Dennis. That is for sure. His lovely lady. Look at these great shots. All right. We got more. There's the shop in the inside and the shop on the outside. All right. So I would love to bring in one of our wonderful Moto family members here, Sir Dan Toce. We're going to bring him in and we're going to get to talking about some stuff and asking some questions.
How you doing?
How are you?
Good to see you guys.
You too. How's the weather?
Oh my God, you don't even want to know. It's about 34 degrees. We're getting a little bit, some flurries. We're supposed to get about 14 inches of snow tonight. So it's going to be a plowing and shoveling day tomorrow.
Oh my goodness. So, yeah.
Then maybe some work.
then maybe some work. How long does it take to plow or shovel? Is it a long time? I'm a Florida girl. I have no idea.
All right. So me and Natalia just moved into this house. It's kind of in the hills, and our driveway's like up and down hills, and it's a quarter mile long. So like we have to salt it and like it's a whole ordeal. It's worth it because of privacy and
right?
all that stuff. But it's like now we're in the landscaping, snow removal business.
Oh my
half our
goodness.
lives.
You gotta have
But
a
it's
four-wheel
worth it.
vehicle for that.
Yeah.
It's not a shovel.
And that's not a shovel, it's a 4-wheel vehicle with a plow.
Yeah.
Dawn knows about snow stuff. How is the lovely Miss Natalia? I adore her.
No, she's good. Yeah, she's
Good.
good. She's in bed now. We wake up. We usually start at like 4 or 5 in the morning. So this is Athena after bedtime.
Oh, I so love you for that. Thank you so much. I'm honored to have
No,
you
it's all
here
good.
more than you know. So
No, I mean we've been like trying to make this happen for a while. So
quite a
I'm
while.
glad it finally did.
And I just figured out I'm doing really good with the show. Like, and Don and I are, you know how it is. There's never enough hours in the day. So not only are we working on motorcycles, Bike Week's coming up. I'm doing this custom bicycle, but every week I have to put the show together. And we just figured out, because some folks go to bed early and we still want them, doing what they're doing, but we have to learn to pre-record. So we think we got it now. So we're gonna test it this week between me and him so we don't want to fudge up with anybody else, So
Yeah.
a grateful
Yeah,
American.
I know Chris was trying that.
Yeah.
Chris was kind of working on that. So, because it's a lot of work for you to put this together.
Yeah.
It seems like it's only this little bit, but it's prepping throughout the week, keeping in contact.
Oh, yeah.
I know there's a lot more to it than just the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and doing it to start out, I wanted to make sure that we could be consistent. We're literally on you're number 63. So, and that's every week. I mean, a couple of weeks we had, snafus, a car accident or whatever, so you still get that life stuff that happens in between. But so now I know the schedule, and yeah, there's time involved in it, but I enjoy it because I get to, no matter what, I get to see my friends and I get to meet new people sometimes. And we're just like, it's like we're sitting in the same room. So technology.
Yeah, it's kind of like we're shooting this shit in Sturgis, and we're just doing it over the phone now.
Exactly.
And everybody gets to listen in.
That's it. Yeah. And I tell everybody I love doing this show because the fact that, a lot of people know, we talk about what you do and stuff like that, but they don't really know a lot about you as a person. So it's kind of cool. It's not, hey, what you're doing in the industry, but not only that, but it's really how, and just to ask the questions. Did you get a chance to look at the questions, or did you just say, okay?
I did. And I've watched a couple of episodes of the show too, and here and there, and I like caught enough of it. So I know I kind of have an idea what's coming, but
okay, good.
I like to wing it too.
I
like,
and they do require a little thought sometimes, but usually, like for someone like yourself, you're always in the mix. So stories don't come hard, because we can all stand and talk shit, like you said, all night long.
Yeah.
So it's good. So we got the Grateful American Biker Magazine says hello from the Black Hills. They're watching tonight. Rob Swellinger's here. Papa B, of course, is watching. And Beverly Hines says hello from Ohio. So yeah, no snow on Friday is what everybody's hoping for. That's good. What's going on Friday? Please tell us. Okay. All right. So what do you got going on? What have you been up to? That's the question.
Well, so the way our company works is we're busy like March. When we get back from Daytona, we're slammed. We're usually about 300 orders behind all the way until, let's say, August. During the end of the year, we start lining up the bikes we're doing for the next year. This year, a lot of the bikes were released late. Like, we still do a lot of sport bike exhaust too. And so when the bikes are released late, we don't have the time to like R&D, fit up new exhausts. There's like a lot of new models out with the sport bike stuff too. So we were in the middle of balls out Harley stuff and Indian stuff. And it just got like cut in line because, we have a real foothold. I think we're the biggest small guy in the sport bike exhaust world.
I love that.
So when they come out with a new model, it's kind of like the first guy out gets the bulk of the attention in the market. So we've got to like design it, dyno test it, build jigs and fixtures, be able to repeat everything. There's just all that like behind the scenes work to get that exhaust the way you want it.
Yeah,
and then I'm always trying, like, I've always got some new shit I'm making, some like things we're trying, and there's boxes of like prototype stuff, and it's like, wait a minute, that's gonna work. Where's that one? And you dig it out and you start refining it. And then, like, so we're going to get ready for Sons of Speed. I have Steve flying in this Friday. He's going to spend the weekend, and like, we work great together. So when we buckle down, it's like pit crew, you know, like nonstop. And he has all the abilities. He can, you know, he helps me design. He'll help me work on other stuff that we're already in the mix. He'll like jump in on that. He always says, I swear I'm not going to bother you. We're going to focus on these things. And it's like he's hands on with everything, and I appreciate it. He's been such a mentor and such a you know, just so many times you get into a funk. You know, business wears you down, things wear you down, and you know we have this saying, "You're built for this."
Yeah,
that's our saying. You know, and we really are. We wouldn't have it any other way. So it's. I'm looking forward to having him here. That's a big thing, and then we'll be in Daytona before you know it. Back at Sons of Speed, back at our party that you didn't mention in your advertising.
Yeah, when's the party? Oh, yeah, that's right, in Daytona.
Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday. Okay.
Yeah, at our little shop down there.
Okay.
That's Cycle Source, Stevenson, us, and you know, last time it was crazy.
Well, make sure we keep mentioning it there. Be careful what you wish for. I know the police were out there. Everybody's doing burnouts. I mean, even Woody was. Tony Woodruff was there, and Marilyn Stemp. They were just having a good old time. Even Laura Clark came out. I thought that was so cool. You know what I mean? That was like,
it was awesome. It was a good time.
Yeah,
it was definitely a good time.
Well, I'll keep mentioning it. So just so you know, you'll have extra people. I love your little shop is awesome, and it's on. Starts with an F, doesn't it? What street is that?
Oh, it's 500 North Beach Street. So remember where Bill Dodge was? He was on the other end.
Yes.
Of Beach Street, and I'm like right on Fairview and Beach.
Fairview. See, I knew it started with an F. I was close. I drove there. I remember that part. That was exciting though.
It's the elementary school I went to. I can never forget.
Fairview, is that the elementary school you went to?
Yeah,
okay,
that's
too funny. That's Don. Don went to Fairview Elementary, so I definitely remember that now.
Yeah.
That'll give me a reference. So yeah, Papa B, Steve Broyles is the most incredible mentor. I have so much to just. He's always been there, like you said, and yeah, he's one of my heroes for sure. He took me around when I first started going around the big shows and stuff. He'd take me around, introduce me to folks, and you know, just no bullshit. Like he'd ask me questions and test me and stuff like that to make sure that I wasn't, you know, just posing. But after a hot second, he's like, yeah. I remember he introduced me to Arlen, and I was just like, and they were like really good friends, and I was like, oh my goodness, Arlen Ness, like, you know, and he's like, I told you he's my friend. And I'm just like, because he's so humbly, he's such a rock star. But when you meet him, he doesn't come off as a rock star. And then when you finally figure out exactly who he is in our industry, he's beyond a rock star. He's like, he's a groundbreaker. He has been for a long time.
He's a roadie for a while.
So us, you know, I mean, we travel together. We've done, you know, the different Sons of Speeds. We've done Tennessee, TMMR, we've done Sturgis, everything. We do it all together. And there are bikes that people can't get running right, and they have these, and they line up.
Yep.
Before you know it, he's you know, at our little shop in Daytona, we're there just to have a fun time. It's like a little hub.
Parking lot's full.
Before you know it, hey, is that lift open? Yep. Hey, and when we had Bill Dodge at the end of the street, it was like, hey, I'm sending this guy down with a bike. When he gets there, if it's not running good, change this jet. And the bikes are going back and forth, getting parts swapped, and it's you live for it. You love it.
Oh yeah. This past year you guys had Daniel was there, Heeman, right? And they had that bus. It was like a 60s bus, like a Greyhound bus. And I walk up and I meet these kids, and he's actually cutting gaskets out of a gasket paper, and I'm like, I love this. I love this kid, like keeping it real. Out of copper. Oh, that's right. It was copper
from a roofing guy.
Yeah.
They got the copper, they made the template, and the template, they were spot on.
It was spot on, right?
It was
it was copper. Then now you say that. Roadside Marty was in my ear, you know. Roadside.
He's always there. Love that guy.
Oh, he's always got something. And I was really proud to see that the young kids are actually, you know, digging in like that. That matters, you know.
Yeah, it does. And you know what? They're friendly to everybody. They're not like brat kids or anything like Daniel Heeman is seriously talented. And it has seriously like you know, I can't wait to see where he's going to be in 10 years.
Oh,
if he has this skill set now, can you imagine where he's going to be?
Yeah,
unbelievable.
Stay focused. I always tell him, stay focused, enjoy it, but be humble, and you'll get there. That's the important part. Yep. Hey, Willie, I see you. Willie from Tropical Tattoo. He's watching us. Gotta love that.
All right. All right. I always look forward to seeing him.
I know you'll be in Daytona. So yeah, what do you got coming up for 2024? Sons of Speed, you're going to be in New Smyrna for the race.
Yep. Joey broke his back. He rides our 45.
He did. Yeah. It was a couple
he was
races
one of the
ago.
crashes. So Moonshiner Josh, that was last year. And Moonshiner Josh crashed.
And
eBay Jake, Joey and Josh both broke their backs.
Oh.
Tom Banks broke his back in Tennessee after that.
Yeah.
But Joey, he's gonna get on the track. He's gonna ride that bike around and practice a little bit.
Oh, good.
Just to get his mind right. And and obviously him being healthy and right is more important than racing and motorcycles and all that stuff.
Oh,
but he'll be right. He'll be right, and it's going to be good for him. He's getting married this year. He's got a lot going on.
How cool! Yep. That's awesome. That's amazing. That is very cool. So
we have that coming up. That's I'm looking forward to that. That's a lot, like the Sons of Speed race, because it's the first weekend and practice is that Thursday. We're actually there a few more days.
Right.
And you know what that does to your business back home.
Oh yeah.
So it's not that it takes its toll, but you've just got to prepare. It takes 2 weeks to prep for it and 2 weeks to recover from it, and you lose 2 weeks there.
Yep, that's it. So it's 6 weeks out of the game, and people, they don't count that high. They're like, no, but you're only gone 2 weeks. It's like, yeah, no, you have no idea. That's it. And same thing here, and it's everybody. So for us, like I know Don told you in the beginning, he's riding back and forth to work in a t-shirt. I'm driving 100 miles round trip to Harley to go get trike tires. Go ahead, don't laugh. I don't want to hear it. So, but everybody and their brother, oh my God, bike week's in 2 weeks. Can I get a service? Can I get a this? My radio don't work. My this, my that, and it's like, oh,
yeah.
Okay.
See, we get it here because it's like cabin fever. You're not riding anything. Yeah. So this past weekend, we had a day that was like almost 60 degrees, and there's bikes out. There's still sand on the road, stuff like that, but there's bikes out because they salt and sand the roads around here to, for the snow and ice. And they're out. And then before you know it, the phone starts ringing. It's spring fever, and I've got to do that exhaust that I said I was going to do. And then we're busy with that. And I know Steve gets the same thing, and all of us, everybody in the industry, you get that spring fever hit, and that's it. So,
well, I love everybody to death, but we ride 24/7, 365 here. So you could ride over to my shop in January and be like, hey, can I schedule a service so that I'm not, right up your butt? I had 10 calls this week, and I'm like, seriously? One guy dropped off his bike for an appointment, and he brought his buddy, and he's like, well, I just thought I'd drop his bike off too. I'm like, no. He's like, no. And I'm like, not if you think you're going to bike week, because you have to explain it to the 10 people that are behind you. Like, no, it's just me and Don. Yeah. So, and then like you said, you have to do the bookkeeping. You have to go chase the parts, you putting the show together, getting all the stuff, working on all the stuff. Yeah, it takes its toll. But then Mondays used to be my really rough days. It was like the start of the week, because I'm off Sunday and Monday, but Monday's the day you do all the nonsense. And so when I started the show, it's real good for me because it's just a great day. I have a great day. I get to see, you know what I mean? I just slough that off, and it's like, okay. The 4 Agreements. Have you ever read that book?
No.
Toltec? I'll have to send it to you. I send you a copy of it because it talks about that. It's like the things that you program yourself to do, and there's some heavy stuff in that. That's very good. Miss Christine Somersimmon says nice ears, like my ladybug ears. I got my little tentacles there. Yeah, it's love. So, are you ready for Valentine's Day?
We don't really like celebrate it. I have the best girl in the world. She's
every day's love day, right?
Yeah, it's every day.
That's how
the world doesn't have to tell you when to say love day.
Don and I are the same way. He always says that. The whole world doesn't have to tell you when it's love day. Although, hi Eddie, we see you out there. Yeah, it's so cool. We got some really good viewers.
That's cool. Yeah, we always do it ends up being like we're not exchanging gifts, right? And then before you know it, like someone brings something and I ordered you this. Oh, it's Valentine's Day, but it's not. Don't get me anything. We go back and forth, but it's all good.
Yeah. And I
every day's a holiday.
Yeah, it's so commercialized. They make it such a mess that for I don't know, last 20 years, we'll do it 2 days before, 2 days after, for the usually I tell them always 2 days after because everything's on sale. You know what I mean? All the Valentine's candy is half off. Like, what the hell? Don't waste the money. And he does. He grew me a rose bush, so he doesn't have to buy roses because I like flowers, but they die, so it's not fun.
Yeah, we have a cemetery right nearby.
Oh shit! I love it. Okay, so you're gonna do Daytona. Are you doing TMMR?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm not sure yet. We really this year we're so far behind that I really need to lock my business down. We really ran away. We tripled. We moved into that bigger building and we were already outgrowing it.
I love it. That's awesome. So we might see you in Sturgis, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. I loved Sturgis. We had a great time.
Oh yeah.
I love Steve's house, and everybody's there. It's a good. The riding in Sturgis was my favorite.
Yeah.
But it does, once again, that's one that clips a few weeks out of the busy season.
Right. Right.
So it's hard to recover from that. That whole year I went to everything.
I know, smoke out.
I think I'm still recovering.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, that's us. He's
still.
For Don, it's a bummer. Like this year, he actually got to go a few places with me, but usually he has to stay behind and work. And, because he always tells me, you go. Nobody wants to see me. I'm like, go. Please go.
So that was the first time. Remember Smoke Out when you came over and we were ripping that Sportster apart. And you're like, yeah, he's going to come next time. And it was good that he finally meet him and everything.
He had so much fun. Yeah, I love that. I think that's awesome. Well, that's good. So then Joey's getting married. I'm so excited. I got to get him on the show. It's a must do. I want to do that for sure. He's such an awesome guy. So are you ready for some questions?
Sure, let's go for it.
All right, so we're going to start out with the silly ones first. Just a little group of them.
Okay.
So dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Big or little dogs?
I used to have Dobermans. Now we have I don't know, Chihuahuas, kind of small dogs. And believe it or not, these guys are so affectionate. They're always near you. I kind of like them. I'm scared because we have coyotes where we are now and bobcats. But
so you
I
can't
like
just
these
let
little
them
guys.
out.
I like dogs.
Yeah.
I like dogs. You know what? They bark when something's around. It makes you aware of it. So I like them.
Yep. Oh, Eddie says Grot. Have you ever met Grot from Bikers Inner Circle? And he does the Rendezvous in upstate New York.
Okay, I've heard of the whole. I know who he is.
He'll be in Sturgis. He broadcasts from there, but Eddie Coleman was saying he wants to meet him, so I think you should meet him too because he's super cool. Jose Torres is watching. Boots is watching. And we got the whole crew here tonight. I'm excited. Okay, then I knew that apples or oranges. It's so funny. He's over there. Every once in a while, I get a little noise from the peanut gallery, so I do my best not to get this.
I'm going to say oranges.
Oranges?
Yep.
Okay.
My girl always peels them for me, so they're my favorite. I don't have to peel them. Yeah, I am spoiled.
The whole chair gets to move over. Okay, honey. You like the light. I'm messing him up with his light in the background. He's so funny. Okay. You're so bad. You want to read the questions? Slow or fast?
Fast.
Okay. How could I not figure that? How fast do those Sons of Speed bikes go?
They're somewhere in the high 80s, and then I think that those guys were pushing high 90s.
Holy shit.
So I think the stock 61s are probably in the 70 miles an hour. Nice. 70 mile an hour range, something like that.
What's the fastest?
But these guys.
What's the fastest you've ever been on a motorcycle?
On a motorcycle? I think 187 or something like that on one of those sport bikes. Yeah. I mean, when I was young and indestructible.
Don says it had to be a Suzuki.
Yep, GSXR.
There's the peanut gallery again. He knows. I should just give him a little screen. He won't get on screen with me. He should, because I think we'd be really good on screen together, but it's okay. All right. So hotel or camping?
You know what? It was always camping, and now I'm starting to turn hotel a little bit. But we have the bus, and I'm comfortable there, and that's why we have the building in Daytona. Wherever I land, I'm all right. But now I'm a little turning into hotel a little bit.
Like they call that camping thing, the camper thing. They call that glamping. I just found out recently.
Glamping.
I'm like glamping,
but our bus is not.
Your bus is not. Your bus
No,
is
our
cool.
bus is like a garage. It's like sleeping
It's
in
like
the
the
garage.
Super
Once the
7.
bikes are out, you lay the mattresses and there you are.
Yeah.
So it's
That-
like camping in the garage.
It's the Super
like that.
7.
Yeah, it's a Super 7, not a Super 8.
Yeah, exactly. Super 6.5.
Super 6.5. That's too funny. Okay, making or breaking?
Making.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Breaking
I
stuff.
I thought
Go
for sure
ahead.
you were gonna say both.
You know what? As you get a little older, and you know, how many motorcycles have you pushed and like
right?
all that shit? That's why I don't fuck with helicopters.
Okay.
Because you can't push them. You run out of gas in your helicopter, you're in trouble.
You're done, right? Yeah, I don't like that
Yeah.
shit at all. That's
Yeah.
funny. Okay. Sunshine or moonshine?
Sunshine. Love to see the sun come up.
I do love to see the sun come up too. And my question, Don's got me in the dark in here, which is really funny because I love it. So, what's your favorite song?
Probably Colors from Crossfade.
Okay.
You know that song?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of like one of those songs that's always stuck with me.
Okay. Is
I
that
never heard it before until my girl played it. That's 10 years ago. So it's one of those.
Yeah.
I mean, if the guys in the shop, I have a playlist when my phone's on the stereo, they're like, here we go again. They know the next song. It's like a 15-song playlist. And
it's
like
multiple genres because your chick's got some influence there, right?
Yeah, she was
So
a
it's
DJ
not-
and stuff too.
I love it.
Yeah.
So, so you're up on all the music.
Yeah, not so. She's not so much anymore, but she was when I met her. She was a DJ, model, all that crap, and
yeah,
but
that's cool.
She could ride a bike.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
that's too funny.
Yep.
I love it. Where did you guys meet?
We had a mutual friend, and that friend was doing filming and photography and stuff. And he's like, I got this girl that can ride a bike. He's like, can we use one of your bikes? And I'm like, yeah, the exposure, whatever. And I met her in the parking lot. I'm like, wow, she's beautiful, but I didn't talk to her because I thought she was like fresh off the boat Russian, So I was just like, oh, hi, yeah, you can ride. Yes. That was it. And then down the road, we connected again and I realized that she speaks better English than I do. And,
she speaks really good. I didn't know.
Yeah, we really hit it off. We had a lot in common, a lot. She enjoyed the bikes, and
right.
So she was about it. She came in the shop and she saw that it gets created there and everything, and she just loved it. She actually kind of said, "What's that old bike doing there? Are you ever going to finish that?" And like kind of coerced me into finishing some of those bikes that I never finished. And of course, she was ridden everything, the most crazy choppers, turbo bikes, you name it. She's ridden any of them, all of them.
Nice.
Yep.
That's good. Yeah, you got to get them all under your belt so you know what it all is.
Not just a ride or die, also ride and die, because
yes,
those bikes are sketchy.
We only practice on our own shit, right? That's how that goes. I know exactly what you mean. That's too cool. Miss Gina Woods is out there. She says hello. She's coming to the Daytona party. Taco Tuesday. I'll remember. That's too funny. See, now I was trying to keep the good ones off to the side. I don't want everybody to show up because then there'll be no tacos left for those of us who really like
that happened last time. We ran out of food really fast.
Okay, what's your favorite food? Like,
you know what? It's probably pizza. It's
pizza.
I like pasta, but pizza's my thing. I love it.
Are you Italian?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's too funny because your dad, God bless his soul, he looks Italian. When you meet him, he looks like he was a badass Italian dude.
Back in the day, he was a Marine.
Yeah.
He was a badass. He was a fighter. And now he's like, good news about him today. They just said no more dialysis for him. He's good. His kidneys are good. So when we go to Daytona, somebody throws him on the back of the motorcycle and he goes to dialysis 3 times a week. So usually it was Joey Orsini. He's like, I'll take the old man. And, he gets or he's in somebody's sidecar or something.
Right.
Now he's he's good. He's clear.
That's awesome. He's such a sweet man. Just absolutely. He was so hospitable, just want to make sure everybody enjoyed themselves and was there. And He was,
Yep.
you know, didn't mind being
On
the center
record,
of
he
attention.
was never like that. He was never like that. I think
No?
the scare of the heart attack kind of stuff, all that, he like had a second chance at life.
Right.
And
Yeah.
because he was rough, man. I worked for him, and you know, he was like a Marine. He was like having a drill sergeant as your father. You know,
Uh,
like if you went out drinking, he didn't drink. So if I went out drinking, when
oh
I came
shit.
home, he knew I worked for him. He'd wake me up an hour early because he knew I was up all
Yeah.
night drinking. So time to
Right.
make the donuts. Click the light on. I'm like, it's only 4. Yeah, we're gonna start an
Right.
hour early. Oh, great.
Ball buster.
Oh yeah,
But
right
it,
to the
listen,
bone. Yep.
it builds character, and that's no bullshit. That's for real. That's like
Yep.
good work ethic, you know, teaches
Yeah.
you the line of where moderation is.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, definitely taught me the lesson about tools. If you use one of his tools and you left it in the backyard, he'd wake you up
Ooh.
11 o'clock at night, hand you the flashlight. Missing the
Oh, go look
9/16 wrench.
Right.
See you in the morning.
Right. And
You
you
know,
have to
'cause you're-
scratch your head and go, wow, he's still in the garage at 11 o'clock at night. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that was him. Yeah, always tinkering. Even now, he goes to. He had COVID a couple weeks ago, and he's like, "Oh, I got to go to the hospital. I got to go here." He doesn't have a lot of patience, and I'm like, "Well, you should just stay home and rest after you get whatever medication they're going to give you." And then the next day, he calls me up. He's like, "Hey, I can't see this. I'm trying to solder all these wires, and I can't see anything." I'm like, "You should be in bed. What are you calling me for this crap for?" And when he ran the business, you never left for anything. It was work first. All that other shit,
Right.
you do that on your own time. Now it's like he'll just come in and I'll come in. He'll have the welders working on his shit, everything. He'll just take the
I
shop
love it.
over. But whatever,
I
it's all
love
good.
it.
It's
That's
all good.
right. And enjoy every bit of it because it's phenomenal. It
Yep.
really is.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So if you were a superhero, who would you be?
I think I would be Batman.
I like it.
Just he's always got the badass bikes, the badass cars. We just watched some Batman movie a few weeks ago, and I'm like, that car is sick. I'm like, I want that
Right.
car, you know?
And the cave.
So-
The cave is cool. A bat
Yeah, the
cave.
cave, all the mystery of it. No,
Yeah.
you got to blindfold people to bring them in. They're not going to find
I like
it on
that.
their own. That's good. I like that. I can get more done.
That's a
that
good
way.
one. I like that one actually. That's actually a really, really good one. Okay. So if you were a mixed drink or a cocktail, what would you be?
I don't know. Maybe, I mean, I drink Tito's and Diet if I drink. That's my drink.
Okay.
So I might as well just be myself.
Might as well be yourself. So they tell you, be yourself.
Yeah,
Be the
everyone
best
says be
that you
yourself.
can
What
be.
you drink?
You are what you drink. You're funny.
Yeah, you are what you drink. I like that.
All
Tito's and
right,
Diet.
there you go. I like that. All right, so let's get into some serious questions. Tell us how you got started in motorcycles.
I mean, riding. My uncle had Harleys. The first bike I rode on was a pan shovel that he had, and then he actually hooked me up with the first like little Kawasaki dirt bike, and then picked on me for having a rice burner until I finally, when I got a little older, I got to ride his 80 electric glide, and now I have very similar bike that I bought because that was the first bike I rode on. But I mean, that was it. He rode. I didn't know this, but when I was younger, my father's best friend got killed on a street bike.
Okay.
When my father was in his teens, and it was kind of like, I don't want you on motorcycles. He was all set with that. And then as we were riding dirt bikes and stuff, it was like helmet, gear, all that crap. And you push your bikes down the street to the track, and he knows that we're gonna freaking ride him on the street and everything anyways.
Right.
But I think that's where I started with motorcycles and dirt bikes. And my bikes were a piece of shit. I didn't have a lot of money, so you really learned how to work on them. And my father really took the time to show me how to tune them and screw around with that stuff. So at a young age, I was already a gearhead anyways,
Right.
And then we own my family still owns a chrome shop. I own the chrome shop now. And they did the nickel plating for Indian motorcycles in the 20s. So we're not too far from Springfield. We're 20 minutes from Springfield, where the Indians were made. So my grandfather worked for the guy that had our plating shop. It was Hartford Chrome, and then it became Allied Platers and during the war or something like that. And Allied Platers became my father's at one point. So I was able to, because of family disagreements, I never got to meet my grandfather until I worked at the shop. So I worked
Okay.
at the shop, and me and my grandfather were like best friends. We were like, it was unbelievable. And I got to work with him. He taught me so many things. And then, moving forward, we were busy with, we do a lot of military work and stuff like that. I still have those contracts.
Okay.
I've improved them now because the bike shop has CNC equipment, and we use that CNC equipment to make the racks and some special fixtures for plating. So I've really moved both businesses forward with that. But we started doing show chrome for a while, and we did it in the early 2000s. And I had a crazy friend that had a chopper, and he's like, I want to chrome everything. So I just started chroming all his shit, and then he gave me a frame, and I built my first chopper that you've probably seen, the copper colored one that was in Easy Riders and all that. But at that point, fat tires were coming out on Harleys, early 2000s. So I was putting fat tires on sport bikes.
Nice.
And there's only a few guys doing it, and that's a tough market. I mean, we built a lot of them, like thousands of wide tire kits, swing arms, and all that. And in the beginning, no one could see the wide tire kit. We had these sport bikes, we bring them to shows, and because the exhaust blocks them, so I made this custom exhaust to get it out of the way, and you could see the wide tire kit. Everybody wanted the exhaust.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So there you have it.
Nice.
So now I'm in the exhaust business, and I did it, and I just I just kept evolving it, and eventually me and my brother parted ways, and I got divorced from my brother all at the same time, and I just ran with everything. So
it happens. It does.
That's where I am now.
That's awesome.
Yep.
So what would you say your biggest challenge in motorcycling has been?
It's probably where I am right now. It's graduating from, I won't say a mom and pop, but like the smaller scale to now trying to stick with the times. I know a lot of emissions stuff is going to be coming our way.
Oh, yeah.
And you always have to see around the corner. You have to do your best to see what's coming. And I mean, that's probably been the biggest challenge, to run a business in this the way the world is now.
Right. Yeah, because we just started working in motorcycle shops to get parts at cost when we were kids. That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how it goes for sure. Well, for most of us, that's it. So the chrome shop, can people send you chrome to have done, or it's strictly for your exhaust now because you're so busy and backed up? You use it for that?
It's not show chrome. It's a hard chrome. So it's like on the inside of every AR-15 and M16 rifle has hard chrome plated components. So we do all the firing pins, all that crap. We do a lot of that, and then turbine generator stuff. We'll do the components for that, and I think I bought the equipment. We're going to start doing anodizing in the next year or so, and start doing a little bit of that.
Yeah, I should come back. I used to love the anodized parts. In the 80s, working in the bike shop, I sold so much of that shit, anodized everything. Yep. And it's just, and the trend, it's like history comes around. My mom had the ugliest shoes, I thought, but when I was 20, I wished I would have had those same damn shoes, and then they came out again. I was like, damn, okay, yeah. So anodizing's cool.
It's a cycle. Yeah. When everything's chrome, now everybody wants it black.
Right.
It's like powder coating and chrome and all that. I don't know that we'll ever do show chrome again.
Okay.
But there's some like exotic nickel finishes, black nickels and stuff that we might start doing. But right now it's just that shop is so busy with firearm work and stuff like that that's really where the money is.
Right.
Be nice to your chrome plater. It's a tough business.
Oh yeah. I just sent some out. I'm getting it back tomorrow because I haven't used a chromer in 20 years. I haven't had anybody that I could actually use. So I'm excited to see it. That's why I'm the queen of texture black. Like that shit that's my signature. I texture black. I love that shit. And Tom's like, they have texture silver too. I'm like, they do? Oh, what? Yeah, that's funny. I do. I just I like it's durable. That shit is durable. I painted my frame. My motorcycle has 36 cans of texture black on it. all across the board.
$21
At 21
Holy
bucks a
shit.
can, yeah.
$600
So, but it's $600 paint job on that frame. But I did the forks, everything, and it's cool because you literally, I got 20,000 miles on that bike. We just went to smoke out. It was in the gallery. I ride the shit out of that bike. So I went around and I just spray can touched up every little nick and chip, and it looked like brand new. I was like, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I saw it there. I remember that. Yep.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, cool. All right. So, I love this. Okay, babe. I love you. Hold on. I'm leaning in here. I need a flashlight is what I need. I'm in the dark today. So we have this thing where I just set up the studio. And so every different way you look, like if you turn on the light, it's fluorescent in here. So like it shines off the David man. So we're learning all these new things. It's kind of cool, but yeah, I wanted some light for my questions because you would think after 63 episodes, I would remember my questions, but I get engrossed in the stories that you guys tell me. And then I'm just like, huh, what? Okay. Yeah, I do know what the next one is. So who would you consider your childhood hero?
I don't know. I think my dad was always my hero because he just, he would always show me things, but never like, here, I want to show you this. It was like, all right, if you're going to keep screwing with the drill press, I'm going to show you how to use it.
Right.
It was like that kind of thing. But, he could do anything. He could braze. He could, he taught me to braze when I was 9 years old. And he was my hero because of his skills. He could do anything, I think I got to say he was probably my hero as a child.
Cool. Who would you consider your motorcycle hero?
My motorcycle hero? I like Doug DeMocus and Evel Knievel. That was like show off, loved it, that kind of stuff. Builders, I think that my heroes are my friends.
Right.
Like I look at Steve Broyles.
How cool is it?
Some of those bikes that he rolled out, and his attitude, and he's good. Like, he's done some things that it makes me laugh. You ever have a screw that you're trying to put in a carburetor and it keeps falling out and you can't get that one screw in and you wrestle with it? Well, you're doing it with him and then he'll be like, did you see how that went in? And you say, no, I didn't catch that. He'll take it apart
and do it again. Yeah.
No way, man. I got that thing in after 10 minutes. I'll take it apart and show you.
Don't fuck with it. Right. Leave it alone. It's in there.
I don't know. Don't ever take that out.
So funny.
But I think builders, I really like, the early Dave Pirowitz stuff. Aaron Green was like groundbreaking for me. Like him, Billy Lane, Jesse James, and then meeting Bill Dodge and these are my friends. Warren Lane. He worked at my shop. He came last summer. He was going to come for a week. He ended up staying 3 weeks. He brought his son and just, I learned so much from every one of these guys. So I can't, it's very difficult to pinpoint one,
That's so funny. And Warren, it's hard for me to even fathom that Warren has a kid because, it was South Beach parties and, the Florida crew. So, and Don and him, he used to work at Woody's shop a long time ago. He worked with Woody and I used to bring cookies because that's how I was able to work on my bike was I would go around and I'd bring cookies or brownies to my friends' shops and they'd let me use the tools and the lifts. You know what I mean? I was like, hey, I got cookies. So yeah, we grew up around here, but it's crazy that he has a kid. And I'm like, Billy too. I'm like, he's got a bunch now, like a bunch.
4 kids.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But Warren is such a good dad. Like he's just, it's really cool to see.
I could imagine
really
his parents, Billy and Warren's parents are super cool too. So, the apple don't fall far from the tree. That's kind of how that goes. Yeah. So that's cool. Yep. All right. So what would you consider your favorite motorcycle?
Of all time?
Yeah, your favorite.
Probably Aaron Green's, that gray bike that he had that was like way downplayed because I love the Jesse James orange camel bike with the green flames that was in Motorcycle Mania. Like I love that bike. I love Billy's the one that he did against Indian Larry.
Yep.
Like that bike, I loved it. The one that he couldn't get running.
Don screamed at that TV. Don yelled and screamed and yelled and screamed. And then we went to Cincinnati the next year and we got to his trailer and he's introduced Don. He's like, this man taught me everything I know about motors. And Don's like, don't say that, because if you'd have heard Don screaming at the TV, he's like, and it was pre like cell phone for Don. Like everybody else had them, but he's not good with change. You know, he's very old school when it comes to, but he's gifted. So yeah, it was funny. But yeah, they go way back too. And yeah, boy, was he yelling. Oh my God. I'm like, it's the TV. He can't hear you, babe. He's like, if I could just get fucking a hold of him right now. I'm like, oh, okay. They already taped that, babe.
Wait,
this is not live.
I have a question for you. What's your favorite motorcycle?
What's my favorite motorcycle of all time? Yeah. Don has a picture of this blue flamed pipe, like the pipes drag. What do you call those pipes? It's a Johnny Pag bike. It is a phenomenal motorcycle. I mean, he's probably going to go get it off the wall, but it is like, it's a shovel head. It's the quintessential, minus the pipes. It is the perfect motorcycle in my mind. What's that?
Brutality at its finest.
Don says brutality at its finest. So we always go back and forth, like who would actually, if we built a bike, like a replica, who would actually get to ride it? And I'm like, with pipes like that, you can have it all day long. But if you take the pipes off and put some shotgun drags on there, I'm good to go. You know what I mean? But it is, I think he's one of my favorite builders too. And Papa B has that one. He does the split shovel heads. I love that. Are you bringing he's bringing the picture. Oh, check it out. Let's see if we can get that in the camera. Hey, you get that? Can you get that in there?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Oh, yeah. That's my favorite. Like
4 calipers on the front, 2 on the back.
Yep.
Like it's ridiculous. Shovel head.
It's
nice and tight. It's like that. It's an invitation to ride that bike.
Yes.
You know, it makes you want to ride it fast. You know, like me, Steve has asked me to ride those bikes. Some of his bikes, Twister.
They're crazy.
Like hey, you want to ride it? And it's like, no. Like I don't even want to push it in the trailer.
Internally, you're like, oh my.
Remember when that bike?
Right.
Yeah, I was in Easy Riders. I won the Hartford thing, and they brought me to Missouri. And I remember I couldn't sleep. I went in the hotel lobby, and everybody who was Aaron Green was there. I'm trying to think. There's so many people from back then that aren't in it now.
Right.
And Steve Broyles was there, and when he came in with that bike, everyone in that place at first they were like,
"Oh yeah,
no way," you know.
Yeah, I love that.
And it's like I could have rode that bike. He'd let me ride it, you know.
He's always said to me, "Oh, you know, you want to ride it?" And it's like, yeah, no, like that's as much as my internal child is like, oh hell yeah. You just look at it and you're like, no way. And the oil tank, the with the porthole in it, that you could see through it. And I'm just like, really, you did that? And that was in Vegas. I saw that was my first world show that I ever went to as a spectator. And then the next year, he talked me into bringing my bike. It was all pink with black hearts all over it and everything. And yeah, he was awesome. I met Ron Finch that year.
That gets back to your other question, like fix it or break it. Like when it comes to Steve's bikes, I want nothing to do with either one of them.
Right.
I don't want to break it. I don't want
to fix it. Right. Exactly. So what's your favorite route, like of all time that you've ever ridden? What would you say your favorite route has been?
We have some roads up here that I really like. It's actually where I ended up moving to, a lot of the hills here, but I think a route that everybody would know, man. I love the Black Hills. That was the best riding. I have videos from my bike. I had an Indian Challenger that we did the exhaust on. It was like a new bike with a tune. It was a little nasty, and me and my girl rode everywhere with it. And then I built her a new bike when I built the bike for Michael Lichter, which was 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. That bike, like watching her ride that through the hills, she loved it. She yelled at me for building it
at Sturgis that year, right? That year that you were on display.
It was like a twin cam.
Yeah, it was outside the house. I remember. Apes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got apes and it fits her perfect. And you know, she's like, I didn't want a bike. No, we don't have the time. And then once she got on it, it was like, no one touches this bike. It's my bike.
And turns around and says, "Did I tell you today how much I love you?"
Yeah, exactly. See, happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Right, in the middle of May, whenever, right?
Yeah.
That's too funny.
Yeah, August.
So, what would you say your favorite rally or event would be?
Daytona, always.
Okay.
Yep. I mean, because sport bike, that like propelled me in the sport bike, won all the shows, went to all the shows, did all that stuff. And that's why I bought the building there. It was just like, I wanted to be a part of that. I just loved going there. It was warm when it was cold here.
Yeah.
Everything. I just love it. And I made so many friends there. And
it's an awesome,
I really
your building, your establishment is very cool. I told Don it's the quaintest little boutique style like shop you could ever have. Like, you know what I mean? It's not super large, but it's so full. Like, and I mean large, not large in size, but large in just presence. You know, the sign looks good up there too. Every time I was just up there last weekend, I rode by. I was like, oh yeah, let's go by. I like see the Toce sign. That's so cool. That's got to be cool.
Yeah. And then like everybody ends up parking there. Can I? You don't mind if I sleep here or whatever? Yeah, I mean, I had eBay Jake in his van. Before you know it, I wake up in the morning, there's like 30 people's vans that I don't know, and everybody walked to the bars. So they're walking, everybody's bikes are there.
Right.
I mean, the first party we had there with Cycle Source, I remember seeing like Rick Beret rides in with this badass chopper and Bill Dodge and everybody. I'm like, wow, this is like everything you could ask for.
Iconic.
So I have a lot of good memories.
Yeah. That's so cool. How long have you had that building?
Since 2015, I think, or 16,
15?
Something like that. 15? Yeah. So we used to when we would bring sport bikes, we'd have 5 guys and 15 sport bikes. You're dropping them off at shows and you're leaving them here, and you need to swap bikes and all that. So we're in, behind the grocery store, and they're calling us. They're going to tow the trailer. And at one point, I'm like, you know what? I had the opportunity to buy that building. He was someone from Connecticut that owned it. And he's like, yeah, I'm selling everything. So if you want that building, let me know. And he held paper on it, and I bought it.
Yeah, it's a good location too. It's close to like you're close to everything. So that is very cool.
Yep.
Okay. So, what would you say the most fun you've ever had on a motorcycle is?
I don't know. You know what? Recently, when I went to the Tennessee Sons of Speed, eBay Jake's gas tank was leaking. We were at the track, and we had to ride back to over there near Mike Wolf's shop to Billy Lane's shop and bring the gas tank. And it was like 12 o'clock at night. We threw it in a backpack, and Joey Orsini and I had a sport bike, and he had his purple Dyna, and we ripped through there. Like the roads were so nice, and we were doing well over 100.
Oh, shit.
Just railing through there, and I hit the high beams on my bike, and the whole side of the road was deer. There had to be 100 deer, and I'm like, holy shit, like we're going this fast, at any second one could jump over the road and everything. I'm like, put the low beams back on and tuck down and just keep going.
Oh my God.
And we made that from Billy's shop to that track is like 50 minutes. I think it's like a 50-minute ride, and we probably did it in 20 minutes or less.
Oh shit.
We were moving. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That was probably one of my funnest.
They say with deer too, you can't let off the throttle. You just have to keep the pace going so you don't startle them, because they hear you coming.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And he had a sport bike that was really loud. It sounded really good because it had a Toce exhaust. And then we had his Dyna that sounded really good because it had a Toce exhaust.
I love you. I swear.
The deer were probably like, yeah.
Nice exhaust, right? I like that. Sounds good. Yeah. So I like that. That's one of the best answers so far. So what would you say your craziest breakdown memory is? You or anybody you were traveling with? There's always that roadside, and you're just like, you can't make this shit up.
One time we used to go to this bike night that was like a half hour away or something like that. And I ended up leaving. I went with one of my friends that had way too much to drink. He actually had the first chopper that I worked on. Okay. And he gave me the frame for mine. And I got home, and then he calls me, and he's slurring, my bike won't start. He's at the bar. So I had to drive. I got in my truck with a cardboard box full of tools in my pajama pants and went to this bar. And I'm like, where is this guy? Oh, he's back behind the bar still drinking. And I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, I can't even put this guy on a motorcycle, right? So I get his bike running, jump started it, whatever. It had like a wire that loosened up, stupid shit. And he ended up, I'm like, just follow me, just stay close to the truck. And I took a box truck. We had a Suzu box truck,
Okay.
dock height box truck. And I brought the ramps and everything because I thought I was going to have to bring them home, And we got on the main highway there, and he gets next to me, and he's looking at me, with that look on the highway, and just starts going through the gears, and then popped the belt on the bike. So I'm like, a mile later, I'm like, wait a minute, that's him. He's on the side of the road. I pulled over, and he's a big guy, and he was with a ramp on the back of that box truck on the side of this really busy highway, trying to put this chopper that had the kickstand hooked on one of the links of the ramp and trying to pick this up. And, he's 6 foot something. So he's got leverage, but he's so drunk that he can't do anything right. And we're trying to get this bike up into this box truck. And I really didn't think we were going to do it. We were struggling for a few minutes there. It seemed like an hour.
That's awesome.
And that was probably the sketchy breakdown because there's always like cars or tractor trailers hitting bikes and cars on the side of the road. Just a real sketchy highway. Yeah. So, that was probably one of them,
That's funny. And lucky for him, you have good friends. You know how that is. Sometimes.
Oh, man, so many. We'd have to do a whole show on the episodes of this guy's antics.
Yeah, maybe we should. I'm all up for new stuff. I love that. I absolutely
oh my God.
love it.
Yeah.
That is too funny. Okay. So if you could go back and ask tell your 25-year-old self something, what would you say to yourself?
Probably. Wow, that's a good question because it would be, don't be afraid. Just take those chances and make that leap. Because, instead of being maybe conservative or something like that and not sure if something's going to work out, like I think anything in your life can work out if you believe in it and you want it to work out. You really got to want it and you can do it. I think that would be it. I wouldn't have waited so long to get divorced. I wouldn't have waited so long to take over the businesses and stuff like that. I would have just done it.
Right.
Because ultimately it happens and ultimately you get through it.
Yeah, and we're our own worst critics, but when we're young like that, we're reluctant to take a hold of things because it starts with the R word, like responsibility. Yet do we know that we're going to be there and have to be responsible anyway? So yeah, that's a good one. I really like that one.
And don't get me wrong, because I still haven't grown up.
Oh, I know that.
I told my girl when we first got together, I'm not going to grow up. Like, this is it. Like, it's going to be stupid.
Make it past 30, you don't have to.
Don always says that if you make it past 30, you don't have to grow up. Right. You don't have to.
Perfect.
Right.
Perfect.
Right. We're always, and I think we got to a point where we don't celebrate birthdays. We celebrate the anniversary of like our 25th birthday, let's get real about that. Right. So, if you could take a trip and money didn't matter and time didn't matter on your motorcycle, where would you go and who would you go with?
I would probably I would like to take my girl. I'd like to take my crazy friend. I'd like to take, the guy Shane that I was telling you about. I'd like to go with, I've got some of the guys that go to Sons of Speed, Ronnie and all those guys, and do the Pacific Coast Highway.
Okay.
So I would like to bring a group of guys, I think that like you don't know this about me, but like, so when I got divorced from my ex-wife and my brother at the same time, like it was pretty ugly in business. Like my brother fired everybody when I was in Daytona. It was a whole big to do. And it was all in court for a couple of years. And my friends that stood behind me, one of them was a South Windsor cop that goes to Sons of Speed. And one of them was this young kid that was a machinist and he was still in high school and he was learning. And all these guys would always just come in and they didn't give a shit. They didn't want to get paid. They just wanted to do the work. So what I did was when I got on my feet and everything was going good, I said, man, I got to go to Daytona and I have to build 5 custom bikes. And I'm like, they all have to be done before bike week and all this other stuff. And I'm like, and you know, my friend's like, I got a knucklehead, like an SNS knucklehead. He's like, I want to put it in a bike. You could, you know, you can give it back to me after or whatever. And this kid's like, yeah, I want an Evo with skinny bars and everybody. And so we're going through and we're building these bikes. And then I said, that one's yours. That one's yours. And I gave them all the motorcycles.
How awesome.
So I bought, you know, all the parts and everything, minus, you know, that guy had the knucklehead.
Right.
But these were my friends, and what better way? Like they dug in, not knowing they were going to be their bikes. They dug in to help me.
Yeah.
And like they always did. So then when I had the opportunity to pay them back, what's a better way of paying a motorcycle guy back, you know?
That is,
and give him all these bikes.
that is so perfect. That's another reason.
With Phil first.
Right. Yeah.
Like your dad.
Right. My dad, we did the same thing with my dad. We ended up getting, he had some issues and couldn't ride for a long time. And then he was opening the shop every morning at 9:00, sweeping the floors, doing whatever. And he was just depressed because he couldn't ride. He had one of those implant. It is a long story. But anyways, his 69th birthday, everybody in the neighborhood, we all chipped in and we bought him a bike. And he didn't know, and we were fixing it up, same thing. And we're like, oh, we don't know what this guy would want. He's like, well, if it was mine, I would want this. And so we did everything he was telling us. Perfect. And then everybody showed up at this party. There was like 300 people. And, you know, some people put in $20, some people put in $100. But collectively, we took all the money, and he was so stoked. He was in tears. That was epically cool.
Life gave us 10 years.
Yeah, it added 10 years to his life. So, because he was on the way out the door.
Like what he did at the
boys. Yeah, same thing. You probably did that for those friends. You know, you gave them more life and the joy that comes from that, not only for them, but for you to be able to do that, knowing that they always had you, never asked what's in it for me. That's the big thing. It can't be a what's in it for me thing. If it is, you got to go down the road for me. I'm for everybody. You know what I mean? But if you say, oh, what's in it for me? I know right there, that's a big red flag. Yeah, no.
Well, guess what? It started out as 6 bikes. And ended up as 5
because there was
one guy went down the road.
Yeah.
What's in it for me?
What's in it for me? Right. Exactly. That is how that shit goes too. So would you tell us something about yourself besides that other people don't know? You know, like you knit or you dance or you do the jig, you play the what is that, bagpipes or, you know, something crazy like that.
Yeah. Wow. I think everybody knows everything about me. I don't really do anything.
That's it.
Yeah, there's something, huh?
There is. And if you don't tell now, I'll make sure I get it from your girl, and then we'll have to disclose it later. So you might as well fess up.
Yeah, she gets on me about some stupid shit all the time. I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Come on, you're not like a diehard hopeless romantic, or you like to cha-cha and no, you don't tell anybody. Do you dance? Are you a dancer? Are you a no dance?
No, not really. I mean, if I drink a little bit, sometimes maybe.
Do you roller skate?
I wish I was.
What about roller skate? Roller skate?
Oh my God, we bought rollerblades, and I said I can't have rollerblades without a hockey stick.
Oh shit!
So I had to have a hockey stick. We did that for a little bit. She's really good, so I'm like, I just look like an idiot.
I think she's good at everything. She's amazing. She's an amazing woman. I love your girl.
Yeah, she really is. She really is. Yep.
Yeah, you guys complement each other very well. It's definitely, I like that.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yep, for sure. Yep.
So
man, I can't think of anything for that.
Gotta be something. You sure you don't crochet? There's gotta be some weird thing you make. There's gotta be something other than exhaust. You make some weird trinket, like a widget that you give out to something. You do laundry. Most guys don't do laundry. Maybe that's the thing.
You know what? I make the coffee every morning.
Do you?
I make it for her, and wake her up, and tell her coffee's out there, and we sit and have it by this window that overlooks the property. And that's like our new thing that we moved here. You know, I make the coffee. Got to grind the beans and all that. I got 4 milk.
You go all the way. So I don't drink coffee. Don drinks coffee, right? So I scoop because I have to do the teaspoons. I can fudge that up in a hot second. You can tell when it pours out just what kind of mood I was in that morning for sure. But you actually grind the beans, like you actually have a grinder.
Oh yeah. Well, we got the little grinder and all that stuff. It's I say I'm a barista. You know what? I don't cook. I never really cooked, but I made I turn everything into a competition. Okay. So if you wanted to make bread, I'm like, all right, so guess what? We're gonna have a bread competition. So I'm like, my bread's perfect. It's rising. I'm not putting it in the oven yet. So like stupid shit like that. I'm very competitive.
Okay.
But you know, if there's competition in it, yeah, I'll cook. If she's gonna start some dance competition, I'll probably have to dance. But
I
I
love
don't
it.
know. Maybe that's it.
I love it. We should start our own
Yeah.
kind of biker version of Dancing with the Stars. We're gonna have to work
Yeah.
on that. I'm gonna have to work on
I
that.
was just thinking about it. Like my crazy friend I was talking about before, he's like, "What? Like all these bikers, they don't drink." I'm like, "No." I'm like, weirdest thing is like we all go out for ice cream. We do. You think about it. Everybody goes out. You go to Sturgis,
true.
everybody goes. Randy,
Ice
and
cream
Michael Lecter,
social,
and
yeah.
Chris. Yeah, the ice cream social. It's like he's picturing that we're all like polishing off bottles of
Booze, right?
booze and
Yeah.
And no, we go for ice cream, and then maybe Steve will get a hot dog, whatever. That's
That
it.
is too
So-
funny. Papa B, Steve Broyle says that he says you crochet metal. I love him.
Yeah.
Dan Starkey's out there too. Dan says hello. I love it.
Oh, tell Dan I said hi
I
too.
know. Another.
Yep.
We're so lucky to have such incredible people in our lives, aren't we? I'm telling you.
Yeah, really. And Dan Starkey will reach out every once in a while and just say, "Hey, man, just checking out."
Yeah.
And I know he's in with Dan Heeman, and they're doing some crazy stuff. And Dan's always just a super nice guy. He's always like, I love the people we have around. I love them.
Yeah, we're lucky. I'd say we're very, very lucky. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I love that you answered all my questions. I have had so much fun here with you.
Yep.
Everybody who's watching, if you don't know Sir Dan Toce from Toce Performance, check out his product. You can do that. It's on the screen, toceperformance.com. If you're out at a rally or an event or a race and you see him, make sure you stop and share a smile. Say hi. If he's racing or doing something, don't be a pest. Wave hello, say hi, come back later, have the meet and greet after because we're doing stuff. But yeah, and definitely check out what he's doing in Taco Tuesday. I'll get the skinny and I'll put it up here next week for you guys so you can come join in our fun and mayhem. So I love it.
Perfect. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And tell Miss Natalia that I send my love and I have to get her on the show one day. Her and Miss Wendy. Could you imagine? Oh, yeah.
Oh, I know,
yeah.
right?
And Tanya. Maybe we'll have to have a girls' night. I might have to have a girls' party.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Then the real secrets, things that we do is all going to get
Yes,
out.
exactly. That I want to do like a newlyweds version, too. I was going to do that
Steve Broyles has licorice fights. Ask him.
Licorice fights? He didn't tell me about that on the show. Oh, we'll have to definitely get in on that for sure. All right. Well, thanks so much. I will see you in Daytona. Thank you again. I appreciate you.
Couple weeks.
Yes, not far off. I know.
Yeah.
All right.
And
Well,
at least there's 29 days in February.
29 days in February this year. Thank goodness we get an extra day.
We get an extra day.
And I'm saving the sunshine for you. I'm going to save the sunshine for you. So.
Okay. When you're driving around picking up parts while Don's riding to work.
Yeah. Yeah, trike tires. I have to drive the car because I have to drive 100 miles round trip to go get trike tires. And yes, I have a lovely lady that she's a friend of mine, and we're doing a RG3 custom. And yeah,
some pipes.
Yeah.
Triker pipers.
Triker pipers. You do trike pipes? Oh yeah. Oh boy. He's like, no, not yet. No,
not yet.
Not yet. That's the thing now, though. That's definitely a thing. Don's playing with it. I like that you're switching me around, babe. That's pretty good. That's why Valentine's
There's a bug
gift.
on the screen.
There's a bug on the screen. It's
me.
me. It's me.
Yeah.
A mouse.
You can't touch the screen on your computer.
No, you can't touch the screen.
That's what I'm saying. A bug landed on my screen, and I went like that to move it. And I went, oh, jeez. And the next thing you know, there you are.
Yeah.
It's like, get off my screen, you.
I love this man. 24/7. We motorcycles. We do all this crazy shit together, and he still finds a way to just make me laugh every day. I love him dearly. He's a good man.
That's
all
awesome.
Right. Okay, so.
All right. Thank you very much. Thanks, Don, too.
Get some sleep.
Hey, rock and roll. Thanks for staying up. How many inches do we got now? Have you looked outside? You got.
That's a personal question.
Jeez, it's cold. Don't ask that shit.
It was cold. The water was cold.
It was cold, man. Shrinkage.
Oh my God, you guys. BS, boy stuff. BS.
Yeah, tomorrow you'll be shoveling.
Right, shoveling. Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow I'll be shoveling.
14 inches.
All right, thanks. Yeah.
Nice.
Tomorrow I'll have 14 inches. That's
there
the problem.
you go. And it'll be warm.
Night, kiddo.
Yeah.
All right.
Take it easy.
All right, bye, guys.
See you later. Night. Wow, how awesome. I love that. What a great show. So lucky, so blessed to have all of you here watching, to have such great people come and participate, great friends. meeting new people. We have some folks this past month that I didn't know that I got to meet briefly. So I'm really excited. Things are going good here. So, okay, as we say, 2024 is packed with great giveaways, events, guests, so much more. I have some giveaways coming up. I got a lot of meetings in Daytona to get some products and some things so that I can get you guys some cool stuff. And keep sending in the stuff through the website, email, or at Athena After Dark, on AthenaAfterDark.com. Facebook and Instagram pages are right there on the screen in front of you. Please share, please follow, subscribe to YouTube, and share with your friends. That would be great. The more the merrier. And yeah, so I'm super excited. I can't thank you all enough. And next week we have another great guest. I'll send out the announcements. I love it. Don's got it. Am I? Yeah. Wait. Oh, my 5 good things. I almost forgot. How horrible that would be.
This is the show.
This is the show. Anyways, this week I've had to actually go tell myself 5 good things more than a few times, and they work for me. So here they are. If you need 5 good things, be kind to yourself and others. It matters. Share a smile with a stranger. Help someone who needs it, even if you need help. Find joy in one small thing every day. That is so key. And remember to spread your sunshine even on rainy days. That's it. Thanks, babe, for reminding me of my 5 good things. I have so many. I hope you all do too. Then I hope you all have a wonderful Valentine's. Don't think it's all about buying gifts and chocolate and everything. It's really about the sentiment and sharing the hearts on the wall and sharing the love. That's it. Every day's love day, but can't hurt a little extra special pinch. Okay. I love you all. Have a great chopper day, chopper week, and I will see you next Monday, 10 p.m. right here. Same chopper time.